Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I apologize in advance because the sound's not going to be great on this video. I just wanted to come on here and record a real quick video because today we lost a legend in the anime manga scene, Akira Toriyama. And we lost him, I think, a week ago. The release is saying he died on the 1st of March. And it's been announced today, obviously the family and his wishes, Toriyama's wishes, were that the funeral go ahead, I believe, before the world knew, obviously to protect the privacy of the family, which is respectable. That was his wishes, and I think everyone should understand that was his wishes and respect them. I do have the statement here, I'll read it, and then we'll talk about impact, what this actually means. So the statement reads as follows. I'll grab somewhere here a picture and we'll read the statement together. Dear friends and partners, we are deeply saddened to inform you that manga creator Akira Toriyama passed away on March 1st due to acute subdural hematoma. He was in the age of 68. That is very young to go, like 68. Look, I know it's definitely not young, but 68 is very young in this day and age to go. I mean, that's young. I'll continue on with the statement. It's our deep regret that he still had several works in the middle of creation with great enthusiasm. Also, he would have many more things to achieve. Obviously, there is a new Dragon Ball series on the horizon, which he would have been working very closely on. It's about, I believe, Goku going back to being a kid. That's in the pipeline. That's, I believe, already made. So, yeah, that would have been one of the projects he was working on. And this is massive, a massive loss for the community. Okay, let's continue on. However, he has left many manga titles and works of art in this world. Thanks to the support of so many people around the world, he has been able to continue his creative activities for over 45 years. That is a good career. 45 years in any industry is massive, but to do it in one of the most competitive industries in the world, which is manga anime, that is an achievement. That's massive. You talk about Lifetime Achievement Awards in Hollywood and all this stuff. Like, this is equivalent. Let's continue on. We hope that Akira Toriyama's unique world of creation continues to be loved by everyone for a long time to come. Absolutely. His works are legendary. Even Dr. Slurp, like, if we're going outside of Dragon Ball, Dr. Slurp is also a really good anime. I mean, he's produced so much. He created the framework for modern anime and modern manga. I mean, there is whole categories, like a lot of things that came after him drew on the template that Akira Toriyama essentially invented or made popularized. So yeah, this is massive. We inform you this sad news with gratefulness for your kindness during his lifetime. Funeral service was held with his family and very few relatives, following his wishes for tranquility. We respectfully inform you that we would not accept flowers, condolence gifts, visiting, offerings, and other. Also, we ask that you refrain from conducting interviews with his family. Future plan for commemorative gatherings is not decided. We will let you know when it's confirmed. We deeply thank you for your understanding and support as always. Dated March 8th, 2024, Bird Studios, Capsule Corporation, Tokyo. This is massive. This is massive for the anime community. This is massive for creation of anime, creation of even cartoons in the Western world. Like, this is massive. We are talking about someone who was, and I know this is going to get knocked for me saying this, but is equivalent to Jack Kirby, Stan Lee. Like, he is in this conversation in the manga scene. Like, he is on that level in that scene. He invented a lot of the style that became synonymous with modern anime. I mean, we would not have a Crunchyroll. We would not have I don't know if One Piece has been going as long as him, But I think there would have been a lot of there would have been a lot drawn from what Akira Toriyama invented. And my gosh, like it's a massive loss for anime. It's a massive loss for the community. It's a massive loss for the world. And with Dragon Ball still in active production, to lose the person who essentially could canonize characters, like we saw with Broly. Like Broly was not a canon character, meaning he was not a manga character, but Akira Toriyama made him a canon character in 2019's movie. Like Akira Toriyama adapted that character into the movie, and you know, Toriyama had made a lot of decisions. He was always in control of Dragon Ball, and even when he relinquished control for certain things, people would say, oh, is it canon? Because he's a Toriyama. Canon with Dragon Ball means, does Akira Toriyama endorse this? Is it drawn by Toriyama? Is the story by Toriyama? So a lot of Dragon Ball fans feel this today. One of my biggest collections in my media collection is Dragon Ball. Even from my original collection, when I had taken everything, because what I did with my original media collection was took all the covers out. This is before I restarted recollecting. I took all the covers out, kept all the discs in binders, and essentially threw out all the covers. The only ones I really didn't do it with was Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and the individual releases and so on. Because it's one of my favorite TV shows ever. It's like, you have to think, like, as an Australian, we grew up on this in Cheese TV. It was on breakfast TV every 5 days a week. Cheese TV. It was on after Pokemon and Digimon, and around that space. I forget what was after it. I think Digimon might have been after. It might have been Beyblade after. But Dragon Ball was 8 o'clock each day. And especially when something like 9/11 happened, a lot of our experience in Australia with 9/11, with America, was a lot of us woke up to watch Dragon Ball. Especially that was my experience. I woke up thinking, oh, I'm going to watch, I think it was up to the Boo Saga. And I woke up and seen the world change on TV because a lot of Cheese TV wasn't on that day, obviously because the world had changed. But it is a staple of a lot of our childhoods, what he invented, Akira Toriyama. And to lose him, even a week ago, like I understand the wishes of the family, and I think this is very important to understand. The reason the family has sat on this was his wishes. Obviously, Toriyama didn't want his family getting hassled during this time where they're dealing with sorry business, or what you would call dealing with his death. I don't know exactly how to say it, but it's respectable. I think we need to respect the wishes, and we need to kind of understand why that was done. And obviously, look, the world has lost a massive icon in the industry. And when I say it, he's equivalent to Stan Lee or Jack Kirby, then, like, it's true. In anime and manga, Toriyama is one of the biggest names. Like, this is massive. Dragon Ball Is Goku the mascot for the Olympics or something like that? I heard something about that a few years ago where he was chosen to be the mascot for the Olympics coming up. Toriyama isn't just some other creator. He is the creator. He invented a lot of styles. And yes, I'll do a video at some point in better thought. I mean, this is a really raw video, and I'm sorry, as I said, the audio is not going to be great on this one. I will do a longer video at some point and maybe show off my collection, maybe some thoughts on episodes of Dragon Ball Z, Toriyama's style. I've got a lot of the mangas as well, so I'll do a longer video at some point, maybe to show my collection and with Dragon Ball. And yeah, it's a massive loss for the world, like, especially if you're an anime fan or manga fan or into anything with Japanese animation. Like, Toriyama was a leader in that scene. He was an innovator in that scene. And we no longer have him in the world anymore. And yeah, the world is not as bright as it used to be, especially if you're a massive Dragon Ball fan like me or liked that show and learned a lot of life lessons from that show. Like, it is massive to lose Akira Toriyama. And yeah, I don't know where we go from here, but obviously with Dragon Ball, it's still in active production. I mean, there is a new show on the horizon coming up, I believe, in April or May. It's somewhere around like Q2, I believe, of the year. So there is stuff in the pipeline that Akira Toriyama worked on. And obviously, a lot of people will be viewing that now with the understanding that it's probably the last thing he worked on, like in terms of actively oversaw the production of or actively participated in the production of. So yeah, that is definitely it's very sad to think of. I mean, I can't stress enough how big this is. Like, you're going to see a lot of creators on YouTube the next couple of days that are going to be talking about this and talking about how big a deal this is. I mean, Geekdom 101, I'm waiting for his video to drop. I think he's going to be telling a lot more. I think he'll have a lot more contacts about how it's being received in Japan, how it's being received with his contacts. There's a lot more people who have a lot more contacts than I do. Obviously, I'm a small fish in this community at the moment, but yeah, I think this is massive. And when we've only heard the news today. We haven't even seen how the fallout is going to be from this. Like, how does this change anime? How does this change manga? With Akira Toriyama, I think he was handing over a lot to Toyotaro, or the guy who does the Dragon Ball Super manga now. Sorry if I butchered that name. Is it Toyotaro? Is that the guy who does the manga? Either way, like, there is a lot in that where Akira Toriyama was essentially delegating tasks out and focusing on the stuff that meant a lot to him. Like, obviously, the new Dragon Ball series, going back to Kid Goku, is hugely Akira Toriyama. You look at that and say, that's Toriyama. I mean, he absolutely loved Kid Goku. He also loved all the characters he invented, obviously. Masako Tanaka, the voice of Goku, and who he calls the Eternal Child, or the Eternal... Is it the Eternal Kid? Because she always did like the voice of Goku, Kid Gohan, like all the kid things. She was also the voice of Goku, obviously. And I think she did basically all the Goku family she did. But, you know, he worked really closely with her. So this Japan and all the acting community over there will be feeling this as well. Like, this is massive to the production in Japan. Obviously, losing one of the biggest creators in the industry is a massive deal, and I can't stress enough how massive this is. Like, when I heard about it, I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I was like, hold on 1 second. This post says Akira Toriyama. 1 second. Then I went and I had to research it. I had to say, like, because you see stuff on Facebook and you're like, it's probably just a lie. I mean, Facebook are always doing stuff like that, like just throwing stuff out there, and you're like, I don't know whether to believe it or not. But then I saw every other news organization in the world, when I Googled it, reporting the exact same thing. The ABC News, the BBC News, the American tabloids, so like CNN and that. Yeah, so I kind of found out it was true real quickly. And then I was also seeing guys like Tyro Magnus post their reactions and watching it all break out. And look, I don't know how this video is going to be received. I'm just talking at this point. But obviously, look, there was a statement prepared. There was a reason why the company was probably told not to reveal it for a week, so that his family could completely, could completely comprehend him no longer being there and coming to terms with it. And I think, look, there is a part of that statement where it says, also, we ask you to refrain from conducting interviews with his family. Look, his family would still be dealing with the loss, and I don't think anyone should be reaching out to them, causing any further harm or any further sadness and sorrow that they would already be going through. Obviously, we're all feeling it together. I get it. We all want to know what was he working on in his final days. What was your thoughts of some fine memories that maybe didn't get too much publicity? Like, everyone wants to know all this stuff. It's the same stuff that happened with Stan Lee when he passed. The whole world wanted to know what was his final days like? What was he working on? What was he thinking? Like, what was going on? And obviously, I think Akira Toriyama probably saw what happened with Stan Lee and the whole media tabloid, not milking of the story, but like the media tabloid covering of it, and probably didn't want that happening to his family. And I think we need to respect that. We need to take, if we take nothing else away from this statement, we need to take away that his family want privacy at this point in time, and we need to respect that. And I'll do another video later on at some point talking about Akira Toriyama. I just wanted to get this one out really raw because, as I said, I just want to talk to you and be a part of this community. And obviously, Akira Toriyama no longer being in the world is a massive loss. Anyone who knows anime and Japanese animation and manga and anything to do in that community, even outside of that, modern cartoons take a lot from that style, the Dragon Ball style, the Akira Toriyama style. Like, I know there's a name for it. I know there's a technical name for it, and it slips my mind right now. I think it's Shogun or something. I think it might be that style. It slips my mind. Sorry, I'm going to butcher it. I'm not going to just throw words out and just assume it's the right thing. But he essentially, there's a lot of styles that he helped create, and there are a lot of animes and mangas that will be looking now and saying, we just lost a massive icon in the industry. And it's not just his family who'll be feeling it, it's the entire industry. This is industry-shaking news. And yeah, it's not as bright today. We have lost Akira Toriyama. And as a massive fan of Dragon Ball, I just want to say thank you, Toriyama. Thank you for creating such a huge part of my my life, something I grew up on, something I still actively watch today, something I still follow to today. And to his family, I am absolute condolences for your loss. I hope that the world respects your family's wishes with Toriyama. I hope everyone respects the wishes and doesn't reach out and inflict damage or try to reach out for interviews. I'm hoping they stick to the statement and I hope they actually respect your wishes. I'm hoping that happens. And yeah, so yeah, I don't actually know what to say. I mean, I'm kind of in shock myself. I mean, this is a massive deal. Like, I know I've said this like 17, 18 times at this point, but I do see Akira Toriyama on the same level as a Stan Lee. I'm not lying about that. Like, this man created the modern, what I see as the modern state of anime and manga. Like, a lot was taken from Toriyama's inventions and adapted into other shows. Like, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I think we all need to respect the wishes. I'll wrap it up because I think I'm just ranting at this point and just being on here and talking, I think. But, you know, we lost a legend today, or a week ago, because he passed away on the 1st of March. We lost a legend in the community, and please respect the wishes of his family, obviously, as the statement reads. Please don't do any harm, like reach out to them and inflict any emotional harm that they probably are still coming to terms with this, and just respect the wishes of what's being laid out here. And as a community, I am waiting to see what everyone else says. I'm waiting to see what Geekdom comes out and what he understands, what he may have known going. I mean, look, it looks like it was kept under wraps. I don't think Geekdom will know too much. And Geekdom, if you ever watch this, maybe please try to stick to the wishes of this letter as close as possible. Obviously, as much as I want to know things as well, like I'll watch all the videos and hear about the final days, I guess, if it ever wants to be revealed. But don't inflict emotional harm on the family. Don't reach out if they don't want to talk. They've made their views very clear, and we should all respect that. They're still coming to terms. It's very sorry business over there with them, and we need to respect them. And if we all loved his inventions, let's just go back and watch Dragon Ball. Let's yeah, we can show our support in different ways other than while respecting his wishes. And I think that's what I want to end on, because, yeah, I'll do a long video. At some point I'll talk about my Dragon Ball collection, and yeah, the world is now a world with Akira Toriyama, and that's sad to think about. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to end it there.